They just throw them to the side. But you know, I just try to, like I said before, try to go where the audience is. I try to, you know, for a while it was MySpace, and then it got to the point where so many other rappers were spamming me with so much rap that it would just make me be like, look, man, I gotta leave this place, you know? And for a while I would be blasting my email list, bulletins, you know, blogs and stuff, and then I wouldn't know if there were people on the other side paying attention, so I would do stuff to get their attention. Like, I would say something like, Kobe is greater than Michael Jordan. No picture, I just put that. I don't really believe that, but I would say it. I would get so many responses, and I would be like, okay, there are still a lot of people here. So, you know, when I think about Twitter, it's more about, like, I use Twitter in a you know, you're supposed to talk about your music all the time. I used to have fans getting so mad at me because I never talked about my music. I would be talking about basketball, I would talk about everything else because I use that as more of a personal thing so that people can feel like they really know me. You know, there are fans that would ask me the craziest questions, but they don't even have to do with music. And now that I finally started talking about music, they're happy. And for Facebook, it's more of a like, you know, more of a, I want you to know this piece of information, everybody's going to comment on it. And then I started, you know, if you're an admin on your own page, you can look and see the analytics and see if, you know, you get more comments per week. So now I care about that. So I'm trying to make better posts so people will comment more, because if I put something that's not really as good, then it'll get not a big response. And I'm like, okay, I gotta step it up, you know?
And as I mentioned in the intro, in particular, in the area of ringtones, you were an early adopter, and you were definitely out ahead of many people. What was in particular about ringtones, that area of business that appealed to you?
I think it's when I was independent, I used to sell, you know, mixtapes and drive from city to city, you know, physically selling CDs. And then as, you know, the internet started taking off and it started jumping from .coms to .nets to .orgs and just everything, blogs, then I started getting into the major system, and I always had the saying that when you're on, when you go to college for 4 years, you know, you leave knowing everything, you know? When you go to, well, almost everything. When you go to the major labels for 4 or 5 years, you leave knowing nothing, you know? But they used to send me analytics, and, you know, I used to see, like, okay, the Cleveland and India and all these places where people were buying, and I was just so interested by that, because before, when you're independent, you can only see what's in front of you, and now they have access to so much that I'm like, I just started getting so interested in that, and I started taking it further than the other artists. Like, I remember Jamster used to do the commercials with the ringtones, and everybody had this typical sheet that they used to run, and I used to be like, I want to do mine different. What else can I add to this to make mine greater? Like, when I did Riding Dirty, I remember they wanted to end the song because they wanted to move on to another single. I made like an international version, a New Zealand version. I just kept making the song bigger and bigger because I wanted those digital downloads to go up. So, you know, I just pay attention to analytics. Most people in my world don't even know what that means.
All right. It seems like more of them would have sort of realized that that's a smart approach to take, but it doesn't seem like a lot of people have.
It's a lot of hard work, man. You got to do a lot of stuff that most people don't want to do. You know, we have to sit in rooms and sign autographs, and it's boring.
Adam, sort of similar to what I asked him earlier, do you view Facebook and Twitter as quite different in terms of the role they play?
I mean, obviously, with Facebook, you have a lot more options. You know, it's a lot deeper of a, you know, pictures, video content, links, and this Twitter's just words, you know. And then you have to, and I always talk too much, and tweet too much, and then you have to post with twit longer or whatever. You know, so you know, you're limited on Twitter. Yeah. But it's also very, I think the fact that it is limited, it might make those statements a bit bolder. You know, on Facebook, there's so much to look at, and it's great, but it can probably become a bit overwhelming for, you know, the average viewer.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you were saying earlier, sometimes you'll maybe think twice before you send a tweet. Do you edit yourself? Well, you edit yourself. You got to for length anyway, right?
You have
brevity.
to. Yeah.
Any other considerations that go into what you will tweet, or are there days when you feel like writing more, and other days when it's just like I can't be bothered?
Yeah, I mean, you know, if I'm inspired to tweet something,
so you never feel like you never feel like there's I really need to at least send out 2 or 3 or 4 today.
No, I don't have like a quota. No. some of my fans would like me.
Yeah.
Twuota.
Yeah, Twuota. The other thing with Facebook that's hard, we were talking about like the stalker thing, and that I have a Facebook that I don't moderate. It's run by my label. It's basically an extension of my website. But then I also have, and this is news to some people, I also have a Facebook that's personal for myself. And I keep in touch with my real life friends and people that I meet. Did a lot of traveling this year. Of course, the downfall of that is that somehow someone got in there. I don't know who the heck it is. Somebody posed as somebody else, or somebody's not being real with me, and they're taking pictures that I post or things that I say and publishing on a message board. So it might be goodbye Facebook.
Wow. Wow. Are there? Do you happen to know, Ethan, whether or not there's a number of people who will have the official